Hey there, Chad here for the AI Content Dojo. And this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking less about how to do things in AI and more about sort of the value it can bring to your business. And the article that I'm going to be going through is one of the more recent ones that I put up on the site. And it's about what is the value of conversion AI, but really it could be any one of the tools. It could be what is the value of Shortly or copy AI or anything. I mean, it doesn't even have to be one of these AI writing tools. Really, any tool that you want to use in your business, same concept applies. It's a really simple concept, but I wanted to bring it up because I'm getting asked so many times, should I get this or should I get that? Is it worth it? This type of question is something that you kind of need to sort of reflect on yourself, I think. I can give advice about what I think are good tools and why I think that they're good tools. The price of one could be 500 a month, 1,000 a month, but if you can find a way of making that worth it in your business, then that price doesn't matter. And I'll just start there. That's my opinion going forward. So what is the ROI of your blog post? Maybe like if you're writing a blog and your blog earns revenue and your quality posts earn something for you. Think about that. How much do they earn, and is it worth investing in one of these tools? What about high converting copy? If you're selling a product and your copy is important, if you have copy that you can create more quickly or copy that you maybe wouldn't have created on your own that ends up with a higher conversion rate for you, wouldn't that be worth it? Same thing for video scripts. If you're a YouTuber and you need to create more content, you need to create more videos, and you need more scripts to help you kind of get through those, wouldn't that be worth it? So the value is kind of what you get out of it. That's kind of the key word there. It's you. So the value of something like conversion AI is different for me than what it is for you. So I like this quote from Gary Vaynerchuk. It says, "What is the ROI of a basketball to me? Nothing. I'm not a basketball player, right? What is the ROI of a basketball to LeBron James? That's billions. He's got an empire from his ability to play basketball." So in other words, it depends. And I think you already knew this. It's just on a simple level. Maybe you just kind of want more support in that decision. And I think it's right to have it, but also at the same time, you need to do what's right for you. In terms of conversion AI, it starts at $29. You can get that 20,000 word plan just to give it a test. But I do recommend if you are going to go more into creating content, that you get the unlimited plan, because it gives you the ability to experiment and stuff like that, so you can get better results for yourself without feeling like you're burning through those 20,000 words. But that's conversion AI specific. I'm still going to talk about conversion AI, but you could think of this as for any tool really. So obviously, the reason I'm talking about conversion AI is it's one of the pricier options on the market. But if you're writing that content and Jarvis, that's the conversion AI's AI assistant. If Jarvis can help you complete your work 20 to 40% faster, or even 20 to 40% better, does the price matter that much? I mean, obviously that calculation is something that you have to do for your business, but like let's just go really conservative. Let's say that your writing business is just a really good side hustle for you. And your quality content, the stuff that you're producing, is bringing in about 20,000 a year. And if you decided that you wanted to invest in something like Jarvis and it saved you just 20% of your time, would that be worth it to you, right? If you spent, you have a couple of options really. You could spend 20% less time to produce that same 20,000 a year. That would give you more flexibility in your schedule. Maybe you could spend more time with your family, or you could actually use that time to grow your business faster. Or you could do it the other way. You could choose to bring in 20% more work, right? If you're saving all that time, you could just do more writing, and you could boost that 20,000 to 24,000 with just a 20% increase, right? And so that's an extra $2,600 or $2,700 or so of added revenue just because you started using something like Jarvis. What if it did 40% or 60 or 80 or even 90% in some cases? Some people are reporting that they're able to get some really good results from the tool. I would say that getting 80% boost is is a bit of a reach, probably. Maybe in some cases, especially if you're using it for copywriting, for product copy and stuff like that, it probably could. It's one of the strengths of Jarvis, of Conversion AI, and honestly, the AI written using if you're using AI for short form copy like that, it's actually really strong in that regard. But you probably won't see an 80% increase in your productivity or gains on long form content. Even in something like Shortly, there's still some back and forth and some personality that you have to infuse into it. It just takes more time, but it will help you at least 20 to 40%, maybe sometimes more depending on the topic that you're writing about. But it's a really good indicator that if you use the tools correctly and you gain some efficiency out of it, there's a good chance that it could be worth it for you. But not necessarily if you're like if you're like a hobby blogger, right? I guess that's the flip side to this, is if your writing is not bringing in any revenue for you, then I guess a tool like Conversion AI is not really a fabulous deal, is it? But you're not making any money. For you to be reaching out and thinking about purchasing tools like this, I'm wondering what it is that you're thinking about. Maybe someday you want it to become a revenue earner, and you think that maybe Jarvis would be able to help you do that. And it might, because if it makes you more efficient, you might get more content done, and eventually that hobby blog of yours gets enough traffic to where you can start earning some revenue from it. So it is possible that it's still worth it to you if you can afford the price tag. So in the end, I guess the value of these tools, as you probably expect me to say, is it's up to you. I want you to kind of reframe your thinking a little bit. If you go into it, the moment you see a price tag on something and you immediately deflect, like there's no way, the price is too high, poof, you're gone. You could be leaving some productivity gains on the table. And if your business relies on content and these tools like Conversion AI can help you, then I think you really owe it to yourself to kind of take the time to do the calculation so that you don't end up in a situation where you have, a little bit of FOMO, maybe, that you feel like you're missing out, or that, you could have or should have used the tool to gain the productivity that would have been still valuable long term for your business, despite it being seemingly high. Because if your productivity goes up and your revenue goes up in return, then the price of it is covered, isn't it? For the most part. If your margins are really thin, or you're in a business that doesn't have a lot of revenue opportunities, again, that's up to you. But I want you to also realize that you're not missing out necessarily. You don't have to have these tools to be competitive. They help you work faster, and if you work really well with them, they do make you more competitive. But at the end of the day, if you're in a certain type of niche, or your business has a certain audience that doesn't really require you to be really efficient in creating tons of content, then a tool like this maybe isn't for you. I'm never going to go out there and say that this kind of tool is something that everybody should have, everybody should be using, even though it's my business to be talking about these AI tools. I'm not going to force them upon anybody. I think that it's up to you. If you make that calculation and you find that paying $100 a month, or $109 a month, I guess, is within the realm of possibility for what you need, then go for it. Don't hesitate. It's not one of those things, and you don't have to keep it forever too. You might just be 1 month that you test it, and then it turns out that it's not great for you. But I think that if you get in there and you actually spend the time to learn these tools, get better at them, and the calculation for your business works, then I think it'll increase your productivity enough to where it does make an impact on your business. So I guess that's the end of this video. I'm hoping I'm not trying to be too preachy. I just want to make sure that if you see these prices on these things going up, it's because there's a business reason for them usually. And I know it feels like it's arbitrary, But at the end of the day, if the price still is within the calculation for providing your business with a benefit, then you should stick with it. And until next time, hopefully next one will be a good, nice, useful video about AI. But until next time, take care.